Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing this soft glam look, and if that's something you're interested in, keep watching. Okay, so since we are doing a look that needs to last me all day and good amount of the evening, I'm going to start out with a really good primer. I am going to go in with the POREfessional Hydrating Primer through Benefit. And this is one of my favorite primers. It just does a really good job of smoothing out my skin and making sure that my semi-large pores are minimalized. So I'm just going to apply a small amount of that all over my face. So now that I'm done with my facial primer, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids as well. I have more oily eyelids. The rest of my face is super dry, but my eyelids tend to be pretty oily. So I'm going to go ahead in with the Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow primer, and it looks like that. Maybe it's one of my favorite go-to eyeshadow primers besides the Inglot eyeshadow primer. This one is very, very light and doesn't feel like it feels like it leaves my lids a little bit tacky, so it'll keep my eyeshadow on. Now that I've got my primers on and my face is all set, I am going to go ahead and go in with my setting powder. Now, if you watched one of my older videos, I did a look that stays on underneath your masks. Now, because I am going to a bridal shower and bachelorette party today, I'm going to have to wear my mask because we'll be out in public and I want this to stay on. So I'm very lightly going to set my face with a translucent powder. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit on my brush, and I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills translucent loose powder. If it'll focus, there you go. I'm going to just apply it in my T-zone just to make sure that my face is a little bit more set. So my face is set, it's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and start out with my foundation. Today I'm going to be using my favorite go-to full coverage foundation, and that is the Too Faced Born This Way through Too Faced, obviously, because I just said it. This is my personal favorite. It just stays on all day and it doesn't feel heavy. The other one I really like is the Double Wear. However, my skin tone is kind of in the middle of two different shades, and they have yet to come out with one of the shades that I really like. So I don't really use that one anymore. But this one's really good as well. So I'm just going to take my foundation brush and I'm going to apply that all over my face. So I now have my foundation applied. It is a little bit light for me right now because this is more of my winter foundation. However, my summer foundation is still a little dark, so I'd rather go a little bit lighter and then be able to bronze my face and warm it up that way versus having a darker shade and then it like have a line on my jawbone where you can see those two different colors. Now I'm going to go ahead in with my contour. So I am going to go ahead and start off with my NYX POREfessional Makeup Wander Stick. And it's my go-to. I always start out with a cream contour, and then I go in with a powder contour just to add some depth. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go right down right underneath my cheekbones. And because this is more of a soft glam look, I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but I still want to have a really good contour. I did go ahead and blend it up into my temples. I don't contour too much there. My face is already skinny. The only reason to ever contour your temples is if you want your face to appear slimmer there, and I don't really need that, so I just kind of blend it up in there. I don't really put any additional product. So I am going to do the sides of my forehead. And I'm going to do the sides of my nose. And then I'm going to do my jawline. And then again, blend it out. So I now have my cream base down. The next thing I'm going to move into is my powder contour. I am going to go in with, again, my go-to contour, which is the Tarteist Pro and Tarteist Pro Glow, I'm sorry. And I go in with, sorry, this is so messy because I dropped it, with the Sculpt shade right here. And I like to use a thinner brush just to contour my cheekbones, just to make sure that I get that really nice defined look. So I'm just going to dip that in and go right where I used my cream contour. So I've contoured my face. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with my concealers to brighten up and kind of clean up my contour just a little bit. So I use two different concealers because I'm complicated. So I like to go in with this Master Conceal under my eyes, and then I do that Instant Age Rewind right underneath my contour because it's a little bit lighter coverage. It won't look cakey, but it kind of cleans up that line to give it more of a defined look. So I'm going to start out with the Instant Age Rewind through Maybelline and apply it right down underneath my contour. So now that I've cleaned up under my contour, I'm going to go in with my second concealer, and that is the Maybelline Master Conceal. And I'm just going to apply that mainly to my under eyes and in other places where I feel I need it. So I'm going to do my under eyes. And this is thick, so I like to do one section at a time. And then I'm going to blend that out. So I concealed under my eyes, and now I'm going to go ahead and conceal on my chin where I've got some blemishes. Well, scars, not blemishes. And I'm also going to do around my nose. Concealing is now done, so I'm going to go in with my bronzer just to warm my face up because contour by itself is never enough. So I'm going to go in with a mix of, it is breaking because I am like so due for a new one, but the Butter Bronzer through Physicians Formula, and I also use the NARS bronzer as well, and this is the Laguna bronzer. And I just kind of like to mix those up a little bit. So I'm going to go in with my fluffy brush, and I'm going to start out with my Butter Bronzer. Alright, so moving on to blushes. So I am going to go ahead in with two different blushes, and I am going to use the, again, I can never pronounce it, the Ciate London, and this is the Marbled Light Halo. And then I'm also going to go in with Clinique's Iced Lotus. I'm just going to do a little bit of each. So I like to take the remaining blush that is on my brush, just like the small amount that could be left over, and I like to run it down my nose just to give me that blushed look. So I'm now moving on to my highlighters. So I am going to go in with a mix of my go-to Pretty Vulgar highlighter, if you can see it with the light, and this Artist Couture highlighter in Summer Haze, and this is what they call a diamond glow powder, and it's a little bit chunkier and it's pretty gold, so I am mixing a little bit of my Pretty Vulgar in with it since it's got more of the pinky tones, just so my face isn't too orange. So I'm going to start out with the Pretty Vulgar and apply that to my cheekbones and up my temples. I'm also doing the tip of my nose and a little bit of the bridge, just slightly, and my Cupid's bow. And then after I put my eyeshadow on, I'll probably put a little bit underneath my brow bone. And then I dip just slightly into that Artist Couture, and I'm going to put that right on top. See how that highlight is just, it's popping so well. So now that I've applied my highlights, I'm going to move in with my brows. I'm going to start out with brushing them out just to get them laying in a good direction because I have very weird sparse eyebrows. I'm going to start out with my Ardell pencil, eyebrow pencil. Love this, and this is in taupe, just to draw on the fronts of my brows. I am next going in with my Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. And this is just going to add a little bit more depth to my brow and fullness. I am now going to carve out my brows with my concealer, and I am going back in with the Maybelline Master Concealer to do that. And this is just going to give my brows a more crisp look. So brows are done. Now I'm going to go ahead and move in with my favorite part, which kind of goes between brows and eyeshadow, but I love doing my eyeshadow. So I am doing more of a soft glam look, so I'll be doing more softer cool tones. So I'm going to be going again between two different palettes. I'll be using my Smashbox palette in Cover Shot, and this is an all matte. But then I'm also going in with my Essentials Violet Voss palette that I got through BoxyCharm, because this one's got a couple more shimmer shades in it that I will add along with my highlighters. So I am going to start out with a base. I'm going to cover my eyelid with this soft pinky shade right here. And I'm just going in with a fluffy brush, and I'm applying that all over. Next, I'm going to go in with this soft pink shade called Angels. And I'm going to apply this right in my crease. And I am pulling this up further on my brow bone. Then I also pull it underneath my lash line. So the next shade I'm going to go into is actually my Violet Voss palette, and I am going to be going in with the shade Dusty Rose, which is this really pretty Dusty Rose shade. And I'm going to bring that right into my crease with a crease brush. Maybe, there you go. I know it looks a little dirty, I'm sorry. I am then going in with this dark purple shade super lightly just to deepen that crease. So I'm just going to be using it on the outsides of my eyes. I am now going very, very deep with my colors, and I am going in with the black again from my Smashbox palette. And I'm just barely touching the edges of my crease. And I'm going to pull this down onto my lash line. So now on top, I'm going to apply this really beautiful cream shade right in the middle. Okay, so now I'm going back in with my highlight, and I'm just going to apply a little bit to my brow bone. So I just realized I forgot that I need to apply my 24-hour brow hydrator, or I'm sorry, setter. This is through Benefit, and I'm just going to apply a little bit to my brows to set them. Okay, now I'm going in with my mascara. I'll be using the Tarte Man-Eater mascara, and I'm not doing false lashes today. I really wanted to, but because I've got this bridal shower, I am running out of time, and lashes take me forever. So I'm just going to put a good amount of mascara on. Okay, so I'm just really hoping, because I don't have time to do lashes today, that I can just really get some good mascara on here and get my lashes somewhat volumized. The last thing I'm going to do is my lips, and I want to go with a nice nude lip. So I'm going to start out with a lip liner, if I can find it, which is all the way on my makeup vanity. Okay, so I'm going to be applying the Clinique Quick Liner for lips in the shade Lip Blush. So I have my lips lined. Now I'm going in with my Dose of Colors Liquid Matte Lipstick, and I'm going to be using Warm and Fuzzy, which is a little bit, again, warmer than what I wanted. But I just realized I don't really have a cool tone neutral shade or nude shade, so I'm going to have to go get one. But I'm going to apply this all over. And that completes this look. I hope you enjoyed this soft glam look and that you got some ideas and inspiration from it. If you did, please don't forget to hit subscribe, like my video, and hit the notification bell so that you know when all my videos pop up. Other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye!